This is a K2 Storm Tracker weather alert.
Right now, we are under a Storm Tracker 2 weather alert. Heavy rain and strong winds slamming communities across our area.
Multiple rivers are under flood watch as inches of rain are expected to come down in a 24-hour period. This as thousands are still without power tonight. Utility crews racing to get the lights back on as pools of water form on the roads and are certainly complicating things for communities. Good afternoon. Thanks so much for joining us for K2 News at 4. I'm Deborah Knapp.
And I'm Ray Casway. K2 is on your side with live team coverage of the changing conditions from this atmospheric river and the impact it's having on our community tonight. Our complete coverage begins right now. K2's Thunvi Verma and Shelby Slaughter are standing by with live reports from Estacada and Northeast Portland.
But first, let's go to Storm Tracker 2 meteorologist Dave Selesky. It's wet one out there, Dave.
It is indeed, Deb, and you hit the nail right on the head when you said the Pacific Northwest is being hammered by this atmospheric river. We are indeed out there. Let's look at radar over the last 3 hours. You can see this rain, moderate to heavy rain right now, moving all across northwestern Oregon, southwestern Washington. We are seeing some snow in higher elevations in the Cascades. That snowball today about the 5,000 to 6,000 foot elevation, but will be lowering late tonight and going into tomorrow. And the rainfall totals, well, here you go in the last 24 hours. Almost 1.25 inches out of PDX, so 1.11 inches in Vancouver. Troutdale, 1.44. There you have over 1.75 inches in Corbett in the last 24 hours. 1.43 for Damascus. No report out of Hillsborough, but Beaverton, almost 1.25 inches there in the last 24 hours. So far, for the month of December, this is not counting today, we've had 5.79 inches of rain. Why is that important? Because normally for the entire 31 days of December, our average is 5.77 inches of rain, and we're going to add more to that today and over the next few days. Live camera downtown Portland, up on top of the Standard Insurance Tower. You can see low overcast skies, rainy, blustery conditions, but mild at least, 57 degrees, the current temperature out there. Our river levels, here's what we're tracking, a couple of them important. This is the Clackamas River out near Estacada, expected to reach major flood potential here late tonight, early on Friday morning, as it gets up to about 24.72 feet. And also keeping a close eye on Jansen Creek, it'll be increasing tonight and reaching its peak this evening about 10 o'clock tonight at over 14.25 feet out there. So again, lots of rain coming down. We're going to stay under a flood watch for the entire Willamette Valley through Saturday, it looks like right now, and a wind advisory will come to an end for the Willamette Valley at about 7 o'clock this evening. And snow levels in the Cascades, they'll be crashing overnight tonight to about 2,000 feet. The forecast a few minutes from right now. Back to you guys.
Okay, Dave, thank you. Continuing our Storm Tracker 2 weather alert team coverage tonight in Estacada. At least one resident there telling K2 she has never seen the water on the Clackamas River so high.
That's where we can find K2's Thunvi Verma. And Thunvi, according to the National Water Prediction Service, the Clackamas River is starting to rise right now.
That's right. So take a look behind me. Look at how fast that water is moving. It's been picking up the pace and the water's actually rising. I want to give you a point of reference. Right about here, this is about 22 feet off the ground. And neighbors here are looking at predictions that the water is going to rise to 26.5 feet. That's about this high. And that's why people are taking a lot of precautions here, including, of course, putting sandbags by their homes. And they're even tying their furniture to the trees so that it doesn't wash away. Judy Bedoin is helping her neighbors put down sandbags to hopefully stop the water from coming into their homes. Some homes are closer to the water, and some homes have basements that can be susceptible to flooding. That's why the community has really come together here to make sure everyone's home is safe.
At this point, I don't think the water will get much past where we're standing on my property. But as you can see, up and down the riverbank, houses are at all different levels. Some houses were built more than 3 decades ago and are ground level and very vulnerable. My house was built after the '96 flood, so it's pretty much protected.
We spoke with an Estacada fire marshal. She tells us that right now they're mainly seeing localized flooding and no high water, though they are monitoring areas just like this one to be safe. The fire marshal did leave us with some advice. If you see high waters, don't drive in them. And if you see down power lines, do not touch them. We'll be out here at 5 p.m. as well as this water continues to rise. Keep it here on K2 for the updates. Reporting live in Estacada, Tanvi Verma, K2 News.
Tanvi, thank you. And if you need sandbags, there are 2 locations in Portland where you can get them for free. Lentz Park at Southeast 92nd and Holgate, and Gabriel Park at Southwest 42nd and Vermont. Many of our local communities do the same. You may need your own shovel. You can find the locations on our website at katu.com.
Here's the most updated data on current power outages. Right now, PGE says roughly 7,500 households are without power. Pacific Power reports about 2,000 statewide. Clark PUD says more than 3,000 are in the dark, and Columbia PUD reports more than 170. In total, about 12,000 households appear to be without power across the region tonight. Our Storm Tracker 2 weather alert coverage continues right now with Shelby Slaughter. She's been on your side all afternoon tracking how quickly crews are getting power back on.
So, Shelby, we've seen major progress, but thousands of people still in the dark at this hour.
Yeah, Deb, and I'm sitting here refreshing the PGE map just to make sure I'm giving you guys the most accurate numbers. So just as you guys were about to come to me, it said it was 7,010 customers still affected. Well, now it's showing 7,259. That was just as you guys were coming to me. So clearly they hit a snag somewhere and 200 more people are now without power. Now, most of these outages seem to be impacting people outside Portland proper. My photographer Felicia and I drove through Beaverton to Wallaton and along the Portland border, tracking down crews. According to a spokesperson for PGE, crews have been working overnight to help restore power after this week's windstorm. We're also told more than 100,000 people have had their power restored. Take a listen.
If we can't work safely, we can't get people's power back up and running. So we have top-notch professional crews who this is their bread and butter. This is what they do, is they keep the grid running, they restore power, and they're really, really good at it. And so we have the best linemen right now out working to get everyone's power back up and running.
And now, just to give you another update, because I refreshed as that soundbite was playing, we are now at 8,174 people without power. So we'll definitely keep tracking that with you. I'm live here at 4, 5, and 6, so we'll be giving you all the other updates. And I do just want to note here that, like Tanvi just said, if you see a down power line, officials urge you assume it's live and stay back 50 feet, so think a city bus. Reporting live in Portland, I'm Shelby Slaughter, K2 News.
Shelby, thank you for that. The Tillamook Air Museum is one of a number of businesses working to recover from storm damage tonight. It says the strong winds caused considerable damage to one of its hangars. The Port of Tillamook Bay has decided to close the museum until further notice. Shared these pictures on social media saying the museum's team is working on plans for repairs to the building. The museum says it will update the public regularly on that progress.
Well, storm damage also taking out a number of trees across the region. This video was sent to K2 by Barbara Anderson in Alsea. She said this large tree was one of multiple toppled in the area by the strong winds on Tuesday night.
We'd love to see your pictures and videos. To share them, just download our K2 News app, tap the Explore icon, and then select Chime In to add your photos or videos. You might see them right here on K2.
K2 News is on your side tracking this storm. Our crews will continue to look for problem areas and keep you up to date on places to avoid as the rain continues to fall.